Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the jungle. A Guns N' Roses song that was performed and released out in 1987 has now come to fruition here on Battlefield 5. And I can tell you right now, it's not the best map that they've released, but it's pretty good. It's pretty fun. There's a lot of problems with it, though, and today I'm going to focus on some of the problems, some of the things I like, dislike, typical with any map review that I've done in the past. So, without further ado, let's get to it. The first and foremost thing that came to my mind on this list was visibility. This is by far one of the worst maps for visibility I think I personally have ever played. And again, it comes down to the fact of soldier uniform going up against background. There's a lot of bushes on this map. I'm not sure if some of you fucking noticed that. There's a lot of vegetation, bushes, trees, lots of fancy little places to hide. Soldier visibility does not help any of that. And because, again, everything blends into everything, as I've often said in the past, or either that or I'm fucking going blind, that is a massive issue for me playing this map, because I can't tell you how many times I've seen people. They were right. Well, I didn't see people. They were right in front of me, and I just happened to run past them. They fucking turn around and shoot me. Maybe my visibility has just gone to absolute shit. But I can honestly tell you, with me being colorblind and all that shit, and I know there's a colorblind option in the game, but me being, somewhat colorblind, and these fucking soldiers, no matter what side I'm on, just blend into absolutely everything on the map. For me, it's unfun, and it's just terrible. It's really just a terrible experience for me to locate people, shoot people, that sort of thing. Although I'm definitely not having trouble taking out these guys with a katana, which that was a lot of fun. And I was really, I must have stayed alive for like 5 solid minutes camping in corners just to kill anyone that was on this flag. In terms of game modes, I personally enjoy the game modes on this map. One of my biggest gripes with the Wake Island release was, they really did not do Conquest any justice at all. I feel like Conquest was done horribly. Conquest in this and Breakthrough are really good. Let's start with Breakthrough, though. So Breakthrough, for me, this is the most challenging Breakthrough map of the game, or one of them. Just because where the flags are placed, it starts out kind of easy with a single flag, then a double flag, then a single flag, then a double flag. That's kind of how this whole thing goes. But it kind of starts off a little easy for me, or easy if you're attacking. You have one flag to go after, then you have 2 which are relatively right next to each other, and then you have to go to the next portion of the map where it's actually, I'm wrong, it was 1 2 2 1, but that's now I'm thinking about it. But as I was saying, then you have to go to the next part of the map, which is essentially the center of the map going into the a little bit of the back of the map. And that's where it becomes a little bit more challenging, because there's a lot of space that's in between those flags. So for the attacking team, it grows more difficult, because now you're trying to balance how many players you can probably keep on one flag, like the A flag here that you see, and then how many people should go after the B flag. And of course, after that point, the spawn point and the A flag that you have to capture in the last objective are very, very, very spaced out. But the worst part about this is the vehicle balance. Vehicle balance, once again, is completely fucked for another Pacific-based map, and it really is annoying how DICE can't get the balance of these vehicles correct, because it comes down to the attacking team has like 2 or 3 tanks at one time. If you're the defending team, you're lucky if you get like 1 amphibious tank or 1 standard medium tank or whatever. It's just really fucking annoying as a player to deal with constant vehicle spam. And assault, I don't know if anyone notices, assault fucking weapons don't really do all that much damage. They don't really do that much damage, especially the Panzerfaust. They have to up the assault damage per weapon if they want to have people keep playing these games and play these modes. Because, and I don't mind vehicles in a game. It's just it has to be perfectly balanced out to where I feel like my weapons that when I'm playing Assault, I feel like they're doing something, and I feel like getting 15 hit points per Panzerfaust shot when you only get 2 Panzerfaust is the most ridiculous fucking thing I've ever seen. And having so many amphibious tanks, which are incredibly difficult to deal with because they can go through water, it's a real pain in the ass. And I think the worst part about this map is the fact that the amphibious tanks pretty much are in their element. I'm not doing too well, as you can see in this game mode here, because the B flag is way too fucking cluttered. And I'm sitting here like, how the fuck am I supposed to get around this? So that was my issue, but I'm just a moron. It doesn't even matter. But yeah, vehicle balance, once again, is complete shit. Conquest positions, I like Conquest on here. I like the fact that there's two gimme flags per se, and then one flag that basically every team can fight for. And of course there's a lot of flanking routes that help as well to go to the back of the caps if you're attacking one side or whatever. So, Conquest, I don't mind. It's actually kind of fun for me to play Conquest on this. Despite my teams being complete shit, I do everything I can to cap the flags, PTFO, and all that garbage. And, one thing I forgot to mention on Breakthrough was the variety of landscapes. Breakthrough offers a lot of things. You have basically a beach landing, then you go into like a military compound area, which is the area that you're seeing here. Then you go into the deep, dark jungle. And then on top of going into the jungle, there's like a riverbank you can go there that you're fighting over. There's a lot of landscape changes to this map that I really enjoy, and it's probably the most dynamic map, in my opinion, that I've played in Battlefield 5, because it just offers so many different scenarios. That's just my opinion, anyway. And last but not least, in terms of how the map actually looks with detail, really great. It feels like I'm in the jungle. I feel absolutely terrified because I can't see anything, and there could be an enemy walking right next to me and I wouldn't fucking know. So it feels like I'm in World War II, expecting a goddamn bonsai attack by the enemy in any second. That's basically what it feels like for me. So in terms of what's the word that I'm looking for? Immersion. That's the word I'm thinking of. So it feels very immersive in that sense. And finally, the last thing I want to talk about here, because I believe this is the last, or one of the last Pacific maps that we will be receiving for Battlefield 5. So, hopefully, I enjoyed the Pacific overall, if that is the case. If I'm to rank my own personal favorite maps from, favorite to least favorite, I would say Iwo Jima is the best on all accounts. Pacific Storm would be the second best. Solomon Islands would be third. And Wake Island would be my least favorite, just because Wake Island is just so imbalanced and really hard to maneuver around. I personally don't like it. So as someone that wanted to start, was really looking forward to an OG Battlefield map that I never played, I was very disappointed in Wake Island. And a lot of this comes into how this game actually functions. I feel like if this game worked the way it was supposed to, I feel like I wouldn't be having this sort of conversation with you guys. But here I am having this conversation about how bad this game actually is and how unfun it is. Just getting these clips alone, in my all honesty, was for 4 hours straight. Probably I was playing this game, was the worst time I've ever had playing this game. It was terrible, and I got some videos coming up discussing Battlefield 5 in the near future, and they really got to make changes to this game, man. It's becoming, grinding for this game in the last chapter just goes to show just how unfun this game has been for me personally, and it just seems like it's not getting any better. So that's my review of Solomon Islands. Welcome to the jungle, ladies and gentlemen.